We move on now to the Recurve women's competition and the gold medal match here at the European Grand Prix in Plovdiv. We go down to the field of play for the athlete introductions.
On target 1, representing Italy, Chiara Rebagliati. On target 2, representing France, Caroline Lopez. One judge, Desislava Badinova. Target judge, Marlene Cruders.
Well, here we go. Chiara Rebagliati of Italy, the world number 43, is 25 years old, and she goes up against the 18-year-old Caroline Lopez of France, the world number 204. Recurve archery works on a set system, 15 arrows maximum per archer, but the idea is to win each set. Score the higher points over 3 arrows, and you get 2 set points. If they're all square, it's 1 point apiece. Rebagliati to get us underway.
Ooh, it's the first time we see somebody go all the way to the right. Great correction. Going from the blue to the gold is either a big side setting or a big improvement in your shot. So, and exactly enough to make it a level score.
9.
Well, what a fascinating start to this match.
9.
And all square. So the set points shared here, but Chef, what a start.
Yeah, they're both relatively fast shooting archers, so it feels like it's gone by in a breeze, but the first set was a bit interesting. The first arrow going all the way to the right into the blue, which is I think the first blue we have seen in this session. But then going from blue to gold in one arrow, that's yeah, really good.
Yeah, it certainly is. And just to give you a bit of an idea here, Rebagliati is Tokyo 2020 Olympian, a 2-time Hyundai Archery World Cup Circuit team gold medalist. But Caroline Lopez is part of this emerging group of recurve archers in the women's discipline coming out of France, being led by Lisa Barbaland, a 2021 World Youth Champion, was part of the team that took the bronze medal at the World Championships last year, and has bags and bags of confidence and great character on the shooting line. So 2 athletes that really have great stories behind them. Nothing between them at the moment, 1 apiece in terms of the set points. We move on to the second set, and it will be the Italian to shoot first again. Just hear that wind picking up, but nothing between them again after the first of their 3 arrows.
And what was really impressive about the shot of Lopez is that she was blown out of her line, as I would call it. So her left arm was blown to the right, or maybe the wind fell away, and she came out of her line, which decreased her draw length, and then she had to win all of that draw length back. Unfortunately, this arrow she couldn't. But yeah, there's if your hand gets blown to the left as a right-handed archer, it's easier to manage your draw length because you extend. Whereas if it blows to the right, or if the wind is blowing to the left and suddenly drops, you're going to the right with your hand, which decreases your draw length, and that means that you have to pull back even more to get back to your point of clicker.
Yeah, and that second arrow making a massive difference for Caroline Lopez. An opportunity that was taken by Rebagliati of Italy, and subject to confirmation, I think she's going to go 3-1 up here in this gold medal match at the European Grand Prix. So you're talking about relative position, aren't you, when you're talking about your hand being blown around the place?
Yeah. So basically, your hand, your right hand as a right-handed archer, is against your jaw and it's in this fixed position. But your left hand can be blown in different directions, and because your shoulder is basically straight between your left hand and your right shoulder, if your hand moves, then it also means that your draw length changes. So it's something that not everybody takes into account, but it's not only aiming, but also your draw length that changes when you're being blown around.
Yeah. Think about a coiled spring. That's probably the best way to consider it if you haven't shot one of these amazing bows. 3-1 it is, and Lopez trailing will shoot first in the fourth, and she's straight into the 10.
It was a bit of a calmer moment, but she maybe enjoyed it a little too much by just aiming and relaxing through the shot, which led her to shoot a very slow shot, like slower than her normal rhythm that we've seen so far. And again, quite a slow shot, and I feel like her fast-paced shots are hitting better, and they go off her fingers. The string leaves her fingers a bit more smooth or supple.
Well, whatever happens with this third shot, and of course Rebagliati will want this one to be in the centre, which I mean, it's 3/8 is not what she was looking for, but it does mean that we have a tied-up match again. Lopez taking advantage of that opportunity. So you just felt that what she relaxed. You say relaxed too much?
Yeah, there was a bit of a calmer moment. The wind kind of dropped, and she had a good moment to shoot. But then, because you're used to having to shoot fast or having to wait because of the wind, maybe she was like, it's nice that the wind has dropped, so I can take my time this shot and just shoot it like I would normally shoot it. But the danger of that is that you won't, or you're not strong enough in your shot, and you make some minor mistakes that make them go out of the goal.
Shoots first on target 1.
Well, 3 apiece between the pair of them, Rebagliati and Lopez. They'll go into a fourth set here. Nothing between them.
Chiara has had some words from her coach, Natalia Valeva, which is one of the most decorated female archers of all time. So maybe that paid off.
We're about to find out. She starts with a 9 in set number 4. Can Lopez build on the momentum of the last set? And she can with a 10.
She's really steady, like she doesn't make big mistakes, but she's just not hitting the 10 ring, and Lopez is, so that might just make the difference in this set.
Well, she could do with a 10 here, the Italian, to put some pressure on. Looks like it's another 9. So can she get into the lead here? An 8 will do it. It's a 9. It's enough. A 29 then, and Lopez comes from 3-1 behind to lead by 5 points to 3. And crucially, critically, that means that Lopez just has to match Rebagliati in the next set to take the gold medal. Chef, how much can you relax and just get into your own process when you know that all you have to do is just level up with your opponent?
It's essentially the same as when you're trailing. It doesn't really matter if you're ahead or if you're trailing. You want to make your own shots. It does breathe some confidence, so you can think like, okay, no matter what I do, I'll just try to make my best shot, because if I mess this one up, I still get a chance in the shoot off. But if you're doing it well and if you're in a good mental state, then you'll just try to do as well as possible anyways.
Well, this is the fascinating part of archery. Lopez, the 18-year-old, leading, shoots second, so it's Chiara Rebagliati, who had an early lead, now shoots first, trailing, and into the 9. Does Lopez see that as an opportunity? Oh, she's doing her job. All she has to do is match her.
Finally, she hits the 10. Before this shot, she had 1 6, 3 8s, and the rest of them were 9s. So I think it's a well hoped for 10.
Well, there's a 6 from Lopez.
Yeah, I could just hear the wind. I think that played a factor in that one.
So 27 set by Rebagliati cannot be matched now because of that 6, and she puts it into an 8 for a 23, her lowest score of the match so far. So after the regulation 5 sets, we're all square at 5 sets apiece, and as a neutral, Chef, you and I are both neutrals in this one. It's a fantastic finish to the match, because we're going to have the target faces cleaned off. We're going to have brand new faces put on, so we don't have all those holes in from the previous arrows, because we're going to a 1 arrow shoot off.
Yeah.
With the wind conditions here, is this a bit of a lottery?
It could be. It doesn't have to be. So if there is a big change in, or a big difference in how much wind there is for which archer, then yeah, it can be a bit unfair. But yeah, you can also, in the wind, you can also still shoot it right down the middle. So there's not really, it's not really a lottery. There's still very much some skill involved.
Of course, there's skill involved, but I'm just wondering that, if they both shoot perfect shots and they're both going to hit the spider, one gets a gust of wind and one doesn't, but it's the same for both of them, I guess, is where you're coming from.
And it's also the wind doesn't necessarily mean that you won't hit the exact middle, because if you're very good at judging wind, then you can also shoot it onto the spider in the wind. So it doesn't always have to mean that it's a lottery. But I get your point.
Have you ever considered a future career as a negotiator? I think you would be very good at it now that you've retired from competitive archery. Always looking at the other side of the coin.
I have been known to mediate a bit.
I bet you have. I bet you have. You're listening to the expert opinion of two-time Olympic semi-finalist Chef van den Berg from the Netherlands, with his Dutch angle on all of the archery here at the European Grand Prix. We are going into a shoot-off between Chiara Rebagliati of Italy and Caroline Lopez of France for this Recurve Women's Gold Medal here in Plovdiv. All important title up for grabs. Target faces have been replaced, and we go into a 1 arrow shoot-off. Closest to the center wins. Rebagliati with her shoot off arrow. Right. High left 9. So chances here for Lopez. Well, that's a high left 9 as well, but it's further out, and I don't think, Chef, we need to wait for the judge here. Rebagliati's got this, hasn't she?
Yeah, I think we can say with confidence that she's won the shoot-off.
A brilliant matchup, though, between these two. Rebagliati getting away, running away with the lead in the second. Lopez clawing herself back on level terms in the third, taking the lead in the fourth, to then drop a 6th in the 5th and force the shoot-off. And Rebagliati of Italy has taken the gold medal at the European Grand Prix here in Plovdiv.
Individual event.